Welcome. Today we will be replacing seals on a Series 10-6 air-driven pump manufactured by SC Hydraulic Engineering, used on different HYDROREX series systems. This is an air motor side. This is the liquid pressure side beneath. On the air motor side, we have the air inlet and the air exhaust. On the liquid side, we have liquid inlet and output pressure side. The first common issues of the pumps are not holding pressure and not reaching the pressure. Common issues on the pumps can be worn check valves, damaged seals, and also a worn piston rod. If you have damaged seals, your liquid will flow up through the exhaust and drip out. In occasions, because of weather, the filter might feel moist. Doesn't mean it's an issue. A primary issue can be a check valve not holding pressure. If you replaced your seals and your check valve and your pump is still not pressurizing, you might have a worn piston. For part replacements as per your piston, your pump seals, or a check valve, please contact us at HYDROREX.com. We will need your model number and serial number, which is attached to your pump's body. But if you need to completely replace your pump, or if you wish to have a new pressure system, contact HYDROREX. If you feed air into the pump and notice that there's no stroke, first make sure you have enough air pressure, maximum of 100 psi. Or if you notice air coming out of the exhaust and there's no stroke, it's time for you to replace that air motor side seals. It is rarely that the air motor side will fail. The most common issues will be on the liquid pressure side. Now we will be replacing seals on the liquid pressure side. Now we will place the pump on the vise to remove the lock pin that separates the air motor side from the liquid pressure side. Once the plug is out, if you're not able to remove it off by hand, I'll show you the way to loosen it up. You have to loosen the vise up, open it all the way up. Flip it over towards where you can get a grip. And you're gonna use a rubber mallet. You're gonna use this side to hit it down. Once you feel that it's loose, put it back on the vice versa, so you're able to spin. This pump wasn't holding pressure. It was leaking fluid from the exhaust. Now we're gonna check the piston seals to see what the problem is. There are specialty tools to do the job, but today we're gonna use common tools that I know you have at your shop. First, we need to remove the piston guide. We have brass seals and silicone seals that we have to remove from the actual housing. Here we have our piston. We kind of take a look at it in glimpse. At the bottom here we have the piston seals. We're going to inspect each one by one to see if anything's wrong. Oh, looks like we found the problem. As you can see, it looks like it's been worn out, and that's where it was letting liquid flow through the piston and coming out of the exhaust. This is our new complete manufacturer seal kit. It has its O-ring, the seal rod, the backup washer seal, the gasket, and the piston bumper. The piston bumper, it doesn't come with the kit. It's reusable unless it's damaged, but other than less, it's reusable. So now we're gonna begin installing the seals on the body. Real important thing is to lube everything. You could use any type of O-ring lube. Right now we're gonna use this type of lube. So first is the piston brass collar. This was reusable. We took it off the old style. Just kind of put some on your finger and spread it on it. Just to help it lubricate. Then you're gonna come. It'll just slide in there. Very important position. Collar goes down. Okay. Next is the seal rod. This was a seal that caused the problem in the first place. It also has a position. It has a flat surface on one side and a collared surface on the other side. We're gonna lubricate it too. Next is the O-ring. Small O-ring. Kind of lubricate it also. Last is the backup washer seal. The seal goes on the piston bumper on the back side. You have to lubricate it so when you install it won't fall out and then cause it to not seal. Get it close, as tight and close as you can. Flush. Now, just give it 2 taps. 1, 2, just to make sure that it's not gonna come apart and it's not loose. Final, install the gasket. This one goes around the collar. And there you have it. It's finalized. It's as simple as that. Now we're getting ready to install the air motor housing back on here. So you want to lubricate the top of the seal now, just to make sure it sets and it's not gonna kink up. A little bit on the thread. Okay, you take the housing and you line up the air inlet with a low pressure inlet. Okay, so we got it to where it's all the way hand tightened and it's there and it's almost there. But as you see, it's not, they're not lined up. So what I'm gonna do now is flip it over. Set it on the air driven side. As you can see, you're gonna need a rubber hammer, and then you're gonna hit on the outlet side. Until you see that it lines up, your both inlet sides line up. Okay, as you can see, now we have both liquid pressure and air inlet lined up. Next, after you've lined up the air inlet, you look for your lock plug. Set it down. Retighten it. Reinstall it. If you hear weird noises or feel that the stroke is not right, a probable cause can be the inner disc seal. That can be caused by sand or any other contamination that might have came from the air inlet or the liquid inlet. Now we're going to remove the air motor body. It takes a 2 9/16. Normally we use a cross removal setting, just so we know the inner seals inside won't wear out. Now we're going to remove the housing, kind of wiggle it out. Once it's out, just make sure not to bend it too much so you won't bend the piston. Now we're gonna take a flat head and a hammer, kind of hit it out a little bit where you have space to kind of pry it. Once it's out, just carefully pull it. Now we're gonna try to remove it off to inspect the seal on the inner disc. I'm gonna take the hammer and pry it out. Looks a little bit warm, so we're gonna go ahead and replace it. Take a pick, any type of pick, just kind of pry it out. I'll just kind of clean the disc a little bit, make sure we don't have any sand or contamination of any that might cause the new seal to rupture. We'll take a little bit of lubricant, kind of just spread it around so when the seal sits, it doesn't sit straight on it. I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna take the new seal and do the same, kind of lubricate it around. Now we're gonna kind of just maneuver it around. There it goes, it's installed. I'll set this down. And the body, we're gonna clean it up just to get all the contaminations and maybe if there's any sand or anything. Just kind of rub it off. Then we're gonna re-grease it. We'll take the grease, kind of rub it on your fingers, and just kind of rub it on the inside. Spread it out. Once we finish greasing up the body, next we're gonna replace the top and bottom seals that sit on the top and bottom side of the body. Take your pick, same way, kind of pry it out. That's one. To the bottom side, same way. Take your pick, pry it out. Used ones. Now we're gonna get the new ones. These are our new ones. We're gonna grease them up, same way as the other seals. Give it a nice little grease. This one's easy to install, just kind of set it down again. Same way on the other one. Bring it over here. place. Now we're getting ready to install the disc back in the body. Once it's inside, grab it from both ends. Kind of press it in there, and it'll sit. Sometimes the seal takes a little bit. Just kind of pry the seal a little bit in the inside, and it'll sit back in there. Make sure it's all the way flush sitting. Now we're going to take the body. Make sure that your air inlet is aligned with your liquid inlet. Slowly install it back. Make sure all the ends are flush. Now we're going to begin installing all the screws back in there. So we're going to install all the screws, and then we'll begin to tighten. Once you have all your screws back in there, we're going to tighten the same way we took it off in the cross. Just so the body can sit evenly. So we finished installing the bolts and torqued them to our sequence. In conclusion today, we replaced the liquid high pressure seals, which we found we had a worn seal that we replaced. Also, we replaced the air motor drive disc seal that was a bit worn, and it seals around it, top and bottom. This part up here is the air motor drive head, which have seals, but it's rarely that they go bad. It's 1 in a million. So in conclusion, today we didn't replace our check valve because we didn't think it was an issue. But if you ever think it's an issue, they do sell a complete assembly of it, or just the internal parts inside. We will make a video later on showing you how to replace a check valve future. So if you're getting headaches with your old system or struggling with it, contact HYDROREX. They have a variety of pumps, from gas boosters, hydrostatic boosters, any custom or standard pump that you need, they have it or can build it for you. Or if you just want a new pump, give them a contact. They have several pumps in stock that can be replaced. So that's it for today, guys. For any questions regarding any pumps or units that you may need, contact HYDROREX.com. Or for any seal kits and also pumps, you can contact SC Hydraulic Engineering, and that will help you out.